Organize the grade center. In this video, we will learn how to organize our grade center in Blackboard by hiding and showing rows, hiding and showing columns from the instructor view, reordering columns, and also creating new categories. You can control what you see in the grade center in several ways. You can hide rows and hide columns, and you can retrieve them again. To try this, access the grade center under Course Management and Control Panel, and under Grade Center, click Full Grade Center. In the Full Grade Center view, you can use the Manage menu to hide rows, for example. Let's try from Manage, Row Visibility. This option will give you the list of your students, and if you want to hide any of them for any specific reason, to focus on some other students for now, you can do so. So for example, I can select the students and then click Hide Rows. See, the rows that are hidden now are shown in gray and italic fonts. If I click Submit, notice that these students have disappeared from my grade center. To bring them back, I can go to the same place, Manage, Row Visibility, and select the hidden students, User 1 and User 2, and this time click Show Rows. They are back in a normal font, and if I click Submit, the students are visible again in my grade center table. Notice that you may have many columns and you may have difficulty viewing them all at the same time. So to minimize scrolling left and right, you can hide some of the columns that you don't need to see. Hiding a column from the instructor view will hide it only from your view and not from the student view. So for example, if I want to hide any of these columns, I can just come to the header of the column, click here, and hide from instructor view. Notice that the column has disappeared. Let's do it for another column. Scroll left, and let's say I need to see the last name, first name, student ID, but maybe at this time I don't need to see the availability and last access. So I can click this arrow at the top of this column and choose Hide from Instructor View. Last access column has disappeared. Let's do it also for the availability column. Click the arrow, Hide from Instructor View, and the availability column has also disappeared. I can also do it for the username column. So I click this arrow, Hide from Instructor View. And this way now I have the last name, first name, and ID, and then I have the other columns that I need for the grades. I hid several columns. Hiding the columns will not delete them, and we can retrieve them back at any time. To retrieve back the columns, we click Manage and Column Organization. This page will show me a list of all the columns with several information that I may need for each column. So as you see here, I have last name, first name, and then I have this lines, which means anything above this line is frozen. So when you scroll left and right, you always keep these columns. These columns like username, last access, availability are hidden as it's written here, and they also appear in a gray font. So anything with a gray italic font, it means it's a hidden column. Here we have the grades columns. At the top we have the users columns, and down here we have the grades columns. To bring back any hidden column, I just click on the square next to the column name. So this is username, I'll click this. And also I want to bring back this internship weekly reflection. So I'll click this. And from this menu, Show Hide, I click on Show Selected Columns. Notice that these columns, internship weekly reflection, and also this username, they're not italic and gray anymore, which means they're going to be visible to me as an instructor. In this page also, I can reorder the columns. So if I want this midterm exam to be before all the blogs, I can move my mouse next to the column name until I get this cross, click and drag. So I want it next to the total, and then I leave it here. So now I have my midterm next to the total grade. I can also delete some of the columns by just selecting and deleting. This view also gives me more information like the category for each column, so I can see this is a blog, a journal. The midterm that I created does not have a category, no category, because I did not specify a category. We also have the date created, and we have the points possible. And this can be very useful sometimes to check how much you have in your total. So in my total so far I have 65 marks. So adding these columns will add up to 65, and that's what I have in my total column. If I am satisfied with the columns and what's appearing, what's not appearing, I can click Submit to go back to the Grade Center. And notice now that the username column has come back, and also this column at the end, the internship column, has also come back. So now we have learned how to hide a column from the instructor view just by clicking the arrow next to the column name and choosing Hide from Instructor, and we bring it back from the Manage menu and Column Organization option. Another option in the Manage menu that's good to know is Categories. So from Manage, if you go to Categories, and here you have a list of default categories that you have in your Blackboard course. All these categories are linked to specific tools in Blackboard. So when you create an assignment, the assignment will be of the category assignment. When you create a blog, it will be of the category blog, and so on. So these are the default categories that you have in your Blackboard course. You can add more categories. So if you want, for example, a category for quizzes, you can easily come here to this option and click Create Category and add the category Quiz. And if you want, you can add a description and then Submit. And now you can see that you have a category Quiz. You will have this option whenever you create a column manually. You will have the option Quiz as part of your categories menu, which you can select if you want to. Click OK to save. You will come back to the Full Grade Center. In this video, we have learned a few of the actions available under the Manage menu. We have used row visibility to hide and show rows. We have used column organization in order to show columns that we have hidden. And we have also used categories to add more categories to our Blackboard course.